Hey guys, what's up? This is White Boy for the win, and welcome back to Why Mega Evolve. Now, earlier last week we talked about Mega Druddigon, and today we're going to be talking about Mega Marowak. But before we get started, let me just give you guys a brief explanation of what this series is about. Now, every week I will be picking two Pokemon that either need a Mega Evolution, deserve a Mega Evolution, or want a Mega Evolution for. Now, this is based off my opinion alone, and no one else's. Now, if you guys do not like my opinion, then please post your own opinions in the comment section down below about what would you keep, what would you change, and etc. And at the end of every video, I will be telling you guys which Pokemon we're going to be talking about the following day. So with that said, here is Mega Marowak. Now, recently, Marowak has become one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. Now, granted, most of my favorite Pokemon come from first gen, like Butterfree and Snorlax, but it doesn't actually classify me as what a lot of people say, a Gen 1er. It just happens to be that most of my favorite Pokemon come from first gen. Now, recently, me and my best friend wanted to do a Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green versus. Now, it's not something I'm going to upload to the channel. I mean, he had Fire Red, I had Leaf Green, and we decided to race and see who can beat the game the fastest. And we wanted to make it a little bit of a challenge, and we wanted to use Pokemon like we never actually used before in like the story mode. And one of them for me was pretty much Marowak. Now, me and my friend wanted to actually have a trade Pokemon on our team, and he was going to go with Alakazam and I was going to go with Gengar. Now, on my way to Lavender Town to go and get the Ghastly in that, I think it's Lavender Tower, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, so I do apologize if I can't remember it, but nonetheless, I was on my way to go and catch a Ghastly, and I ran into a Cubone, and I was like, you know what, I've never used a Marowak in like any Pokemon game whatsoever in like the story mode. So I was like, I'm actually going to be using a Marowak. Now, I know Marowak has a item, I think it's the Thick Club that you give it that doubles its attack, and so what I did was that I caught the Cubone I was going to be keeping for the team, and then I decided to stay in the Lavender Tower and pretty much catch Cubones until I got the item, that the Thick Club item for Marowak. And literally like maybe like in like 5 Cubones that I caught, the sixth one, I believe, had the Thick Club, so it literally didn't take me as long as I thought it was going to be, considering that, if I'm not mistaken, catching a Cubone with the Thick Club is like a 10% chance. It's the same percentage as getting a Lucky Egg on a Chansey in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but nonetheless, I was like, you know what, it's set in stone, Marowak is going to be on my team. Now, Marowak put in nothing but the work throughout the game, and when I got to the Elite Four, I ended up using Marowak a lot more than I did with my other team. So right when I beat the Elite Four, I was like, you know what, Marowak is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon now. I mean, I liked it before, but now I'm just in love with it. So obviously, I would like to see a Mega Evolution for Marowak, and honestly, I think Marowak is actually a good candidate Pokemon from Kanto that actually should deserve to get a Mega. Now, as you can tell from what I've done to its stats, I did increase everything but decreased its special attack from base 50 to base 20. Now, I wanted to actually have 30 extra points to distribute into its other stats, considering that I think 30 extra points is kind of necessary for Marowak's stats. So, let's just get right into it. Now, for its physical attack, I increased it from base 80 to base 105. Now, I increased it to base 105 because obviously I gave it the huge power ability, which I'll discuss in a sec. But, like I was saying, I made it to base 105, considering that I can actually potentially see Mega Marowak becoming sort of like the new Mega Mawile, considering that Mega Mawile's physical attack stat is at base 105 and it also has the huge power ability. So like I said, I can actually see Marowak becoming like the new Mega Mawile. Now, there's a couple things that's like separating Mawile, or should I say Mega Mawile and Mega Marowak, is that Mawile has Intimidate before Mega Evolving, while as Marowak doesn't even get the Intimidate ability, so that's kinda hindering on like who you're gonna want to use more. And also, Marowak doesn't get access to Sucker Punch if I'm not mistaken, so that's also pretty much the only reasons why I would think that people are probably going to choose Mega Mawile over Mega Marowak most of the time. But like I said, I can potentially see this thing becoming like the new Mega Mawile, just because, like I said, it has the same base physical attack that I've given it to base 105. It gets access to Swords Dance, so you can increase your physical attack if you wanted to go with like a bulky set as well. So there's just a whole bunch of possibilities that you can do with Marowak at base 105 physical attack, and it gets access to quite a few good physical type attacks like Knockoff, Iron Head, Double Edge, Earthquake, Rock Slice, Stone Edge, and so on and so forth. So like I said, I could potentially see this thing becoming like somewhat of like a new Mega Mawile. Now for its physical defense, I increased it from base 110 to base 135. Now I know a lot of people are probably not going to agree that I've only increased its physical defense just by a little bit to base 135. A lot of people are probably going to be thinking that its physical defense is going to be like around base 145 to like base 160-ish, somewhere in between what I just said. But honestly, in the tier that Marowak's in, it's actually pretty bulky, because obviously its highest stat is its physical defense at base 110, just as a regular Marowak. Sorry about that. And nonetheless, it eats up physical hits for days pretty much. So I just wanted to give it a little bit of an increase into its physical defense at base 135, because like I said, it's just going to be eating up hits. So I think base 135 is actually a pretty decent stat for its physical defense. Now for its special defense, I increased it from base 80 to base 105. Same thing for its physical attack. Obviously, Marowak is a ground type, and the two most common weaknesses or typing that you usually see is water and grass. And so I wanted to give it some sort of bulk into its special defense as well. That way it could potentially live like maybe a Surf or a Scald or like a Hydro Pump or a Solar Beam, Leaf Storm, or Giga Drain. One of the moves that I just mentioned. So I think at base 105 for its special defense is actually pretty decent. Now for its speed, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of comments saying, why did you increase its speed that high? But I increased Mega Marowak's speed from base 45 to base 100. Now honestly, I've always thought that Marowak was very, very fast, so I always thought it was like around base 80 or maybe a little bit higher than that, but sadly it's at base 45. And when it comes to like ground type Pokemon and rock type Pokemon, they do get access to like rock polish, so you can run like a rock polish set on a Marowak to make this thing very, very fast. But nonetheless, I wanted to make it at base 100, because then this is partially the reason why I think that a lot of people are probably going to choose Mega Marowak over Mega Mawile in some differences, is because Mawile is slow as shit and it is kind of bulky, and same thing for Mega Marowak with the stats I've given it. It is kind of bulky as well, but the one thing that's actually kind of hindering Mega Mawile is its speed stat and also its typing per se, because it is going to get bought by like an Earthquake. It's just going to get destroyed by like a Heat Wave, Flamethrower, whatever the case may be, because it's just so slow. The only thing that it's got going for it is Sucker Punch, which pretty much just demolishes your opponent. So that's the only reason why it's going to be pretty much, let me rephrase that, it's going to kind of hinder Mega Mawile between like Mega Marowak. But I wanted to make it at base 100 because I honestly think that with the high stat at base 100, it is going to outspeed majority of like base like 90 to like base 99 speed stat Pokemon, and also with base 100 speed, it can have like a speed tie with other base 100 Pokemon as well. And also I always thought that Mega Marowak, or Marowak in general, was a very fast Pokemon, so I wanted to increase its speed to base 100. Now for its regular Marowak, its base stats at 425, and with the Mega Evolutions at 525. Now for its ability, I actually gave it huge power. Now I'm going to actually state this in this video, but I've been getting I got a comment on a couple of my videos saying that I overly excessively use the huge power ability, and also my made up ability, which is called Sacred Power, which pretty much doubles your special attack rather than your physical attack. It's the exact same thing as huge power, but it's the exact opposite. But like I was saying, I try to make Pokemon that need a Mega Evolution amazing. So if I give a Pokemon huge power, or like a new ability that increases its special attack by double, like Sacred Power I was just saying, I would do it, because Mega Evolution are supposed to make Pokemon that actually are crap good. I mean, granted that Game Freak does give Pokemon that don't need a Mega, like the Pseudo Legends like Tyranitar, Garchomp, and so on and so forth, Mega Evolutions, but he needs to give Pokemon that are like bad, like I wouldn't say Marowak's bad, but like Pokemon that like honestly deserve the Mega, like Flygon for example, and Mega Milotic for an example as well. There's just a lot of good Pokemon that are a lot of good / bad Pokemon that need a Mega Evolution, and so I try to make them as like really better. I mean, if I overly excessively use the ability, I do apologize, but if the criteria meets the mark, I guess that's a good, what's the word I'm looking for, analogy? I'm not sure, but it makes sense, okay? That's all I'm saying, but obviously I gave it the huge power ability considering that Marowak's item is the Thick Club, and if you give the Thick Club item to Marowak, it doubles its physical attack, so since it is a Mega Evolution, you have to give it the Mega Stone. I decided to give it huge power because then that way it's still technically like holding the Thick Club, so that's the only reason why I given it the huge power. Now for its typing, I added on the Ghost type characteristics. Now I don't care what anyone says, I want to see Mega Marowak become part Ghost. It makes sense, obviously, because of like the dead Marowak mother, with like the whole story from like the Pokemon Origin special and Pokemon Red and Blue and Fire Red and Leaf Green special or storyline, that there's like a dead mother Marowak and it's a ghost now, so you need those Slivco binoculars to pretty much see like Ghastly, Cubone, and obviously the mother Marowak. So I honestly think that adding on the Ghost type characteristics is a phenomenal typing to actually add on. Now granted, Marowak doesn't get access to any Ghost type moves, so maybe within like 7th gen or 8th gen or whenever, like sometime in the future, if Game Freak decides to give Marowak a Mega Evolution and make it part Ghost, it can give it like an event or just decide to give Marowak some Ghost type moves, because like I said, Marowak doesn't get access to any Ghost type moves, so maybe an event would actually help it. Maybe there'll be an event for like a Marowak getting like Shadow Sneak, Shadow Punch, or I don't know, Shadow Force, just some sort of Ghost type moves that I can actually work with rather than like Shadow Ball or like Hidden Power. Ghost, now I don't think it actually gets access to Shadow Ball, but that was just an example. But nonetheless, I actually think the ground type or the Ghost type characteristics is just a phenomenal typing to add on to Marowak, and also it will have the same typing as Golurk, so whatever weaknesses Golurk has, that's what weaknesses Mega Marowak's gonna have, considering that I added on the Ghost type characteristics. So with that said, there is Mega Marowak. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and also don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now if you guys missed the previous Y Mega Evolved video, which was Mega Dragon and or aka Mega Miltank, it will be in the description box down below, so you guys can go and check it out if you guys did miss it, or if you guys can go watch it after the video. But anyways, the next Pokemon we're actually going to be talking about is Mega Tauros. So yes, we're still going to be staying in the Kanto region, or first gen as whatever one calls it, because I've been wanting to talk about Mega Tauros for a while now, and I think it's a good time to talk about it. So coming up on Friday, like I said, we are going to be talking about Mega Tauros. So like I was just saying, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now, this is White Boy for the win, and I'll catch you guys later.